colloquially accusing him of not providing complete information related to his wealth in the affidavit during the 2019 by-polls. Congress has demanded a probe and strict action. TRS and BJP workers clashed with each other during BJP MLA Etela Rajender by-election in Telangana's Nalgonda district. TRS party workers threw stones while BJP used sticks against the others. Workers of the two sides were left injured. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is on a two-day visit to China beginning today. This is Sharif's maiden visit to China since assuming office earlier this year in April. The high-level Pak delegation will also include Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, amongst others. Israel is holding its fifth national election today since 2019, hoping to break the political deadlock that has paralyzed the country for the past 3.5 years. Former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pushing for a comeback this year. And finally, as I say goodbye, we leave you with this adorable video of a giant elephant trying possibly to peek into his mahout's phone that has gone viral on the internet. Thanks a lot for watching.
Namaste and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Anand Narasimhan, and at the outset, once again, thank you for your patronage, thank you for your viewership, thank you for your support, and thank you for keeping us #1 as a news channel nationally among the English channels for the last 27 weeks. Thank you very much. Now, there is an interesting concept in that part of India where I reside. And that is this region, that is Delhi and the NCR. And many of our viewers who have lived in this region or are familiar will try and understand what I'm trying to say. There is, across the country, we have summer vacation, we have winter vacation, there is a Dasera Deepavali break. But in this region, we also have another break that is called the Parali vacation. And this Parali vacation has become a phenomenon over the last 8 to 10 years. The same very 8 to 10 years when a fledgling political outfit came up and raised this entire issue and championed it along with those who claim the right to breathe. And they turned around and said, the right to breathe, first thing we should do is ban crackers during Diwali. The right to breathe, first thing we should do is ban construction. The right to breathe, first thing we should do is ban this, stop that. But the one part, one aspect, which is the biggest contributor to this entire region getting choked for nearly 8 to 10 days, with AQI hovering between 500 and 900 on varying days in varying parts of this Delhi NCR, that is stubble burning or parali, is yet to be addressed. When this question was asked, they said, oh, it's not our government here, it's not our government there, it is another political party here, it's another political party there. All of us have lungs, ladies and gentlemen. It's their lungs too, their loved ones' lungs too. But still the politics raged. Now, this fledgling party has become the only party perhaps to launch a success story where within a decade of their existence, they have now come to power in 2 states, Delhi and in Punjab. Then you have a party which is the largest perhaps in the world, that is the BJP. And then you have a party which is still perhaps was the oldest party in our country, now perhaps struggling to exist or find its feet. So these entities are here along with so many other people, plus these Kisan. The Kisan who turn around and say, give us bijli free, give us pani free, give us everything free, give us money to buy seeds, give us loan to do this, plus now you give us 2,500 rupees if you don't want us to light a match in our fields. So this is a problem. And they say till the time you find a solution to this, we'll continue to burn. And till the time they continue to burn, millions will choke. Surprisingly, this time around, the surround sound is not there. Those who would come around and say, what are you doing about stubble burning? What are you doing about stubble burning? Are not making so much of a noise. Some would say because the political disposition is convenient, inconvenient. Others would say, chilla chilla ka gala phat gaya, ab kya fayda? It's just, you just got to live with it. After some time, you just stop complaining, you accept it and you live with it. However it is, this is not a good problem to have, ladies and gentlemen. For anybody, we cannot afford a Parali vacation. Now the incidents in the state of Punjab, as we speak, as on date today, 80% of the Parali which is being burnt or stubble which is being burnt in this entire region, states of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana, 80% of it is coming from one state, that is the state of Punjab. 30th October 2022, 10,214 instances of Parali burning or stubble burning. Cases between September 15th to October 28th, 70%. 70% farm fires coming from one state, that is the state of Punjab. This is the satellite mapping. There will be arguments made of acreage, how many farmers, how many fields, etc., land holding, etc. But this is the satellite image. A picture speaks 1,000 words. This is the satellite image. The rise in Parali burning cases over 2021, 33.5% rise, 33.5% rise in Parali burning cases over last year, as on date. 22 to 26%, 13,200 plus cases this year itself. In fact, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has put that number as 13,873 cases in Punjab and 1,925 cases in Haryana. 22 to 26% share of farm fires in Delhi pollution. 71% farm fires from 7 districts. These are the numbers. This is the satellite image. And joining us now, as he's just getting mic'd up, I am told, is the Agriculture Minister of Punjab, कुलदीप धालीवाल जी. कुलदीप जी नमस्ते. मेरा सबसे पहला प्रश्न यही है कि पंजाब में अब भी पराली क्यों जल रही है? नमस्ते.
नहीं अभी क्या है कि जो ये पैडी का सीजन है ना, ये पंजाब में 15 सितंबर से स्टार्ट हो जाता है. तो ये एस्टिमेटेड मतलब 7-8 नवंबर तक जरा रहता. तो अभी पीक पे है, एंड पे है. इस वेले मतलब ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੂਸਾ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਝੋਨੇ ਦੀ ਕਿਸਮ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਕਟਾਈ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੂਸਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਦਾ ਪਰਾਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ होता है. तो उसको अभी जो थोड़ी 2 दिन की घटनावां हुई जो ਵਧਿਆ थोड़ा उस कारण ਵਧਿਆ जो संगरूर वगैरह मालवे की बेल्ट में पूसा की मतलब जो ना वो ਜਿਹੜੀ किस्म है ਝੋਨੇ ਦੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ थोड़े प्रॉब्लम आई है. बाकी ठीक है, कोई गल नहीं.
तो बाकी अगर भूसा चलता है तो चलेगा. 80% पराली सिर्फ पंजाब में जल रही है. फेफड़े हमारे फट रहे हैं यहाँ दिल्ली में. 551 का AQI है. किसान नहीं समझ पाए या सरकार नहीं समझा पाई है?
नहीं इसका कारण कोई नहीं है. देखो हरियाणा में जो एयर क्वालिटी है वो 291 है, 291. और पंजाब में आज एयर क्वालिटी जो है 190 है जी. और मैं दूसरी बात आपको जो बोलना चाहता हूँ
सर, धुआं वहां से यहाँ आ रहा है, इसीलिए वहां एयर क्वालिटी अच्छी है, यहाँ खराब है.
आपको लगती है कि ज्यादा हुई है
जी,
बट असल में क्या है कि 20 में 2020 में पंजाब में इस टाइम तक जो 1 नवंबर तक 5,35,000 ਹੈਕਟੇਅਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ मतलब पराली ਜਿਹੜੀ सड़ी खेतों ਦੇ
जी
21 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੇ 4 ਲੱਖ हेक्टेयर सड़ी एस डेट तक. और आज तक मतलब 22 में अभी जो चल रहा है जी 2,95,000 हेक्टेयर ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਅੱਗ ਦੀਆਂ ਘਟਨਾਵਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਪਰ ਹੈਕਟਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਘਟ ਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਘਟ ਗਏ. ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੀ सरकार ने कंपेन चलाई, साडी सरकार ने यूनिवर्सिटियों के स्टूडेंटों को लाया, साडी सरकार ने पूरा महकमा इस पे लगाया, दूसरे महकमे प्रदूषण कंट्रोल बोर्ड को लगाया, रूरल डेवलपमेंट पंचायती राज को लगाया, गांव के सरपंचों को, नंबरदारों को, जो हमारे जिला परिषद के मेंबर हैं, ब्लॉक समिति के मेंबर हैं, सभी को लगाया. तो ता जाके 1.25 लाख के करीब इस वेले जड़ा वो घट है पिछले सालों के मुकाबले.
पर आप कह रहे हैं कि 2.5 लाख हेक्टेयर के करीब जमीन कम हुई है अब जहां पे पराली चल रही है। आंकड़े कह रहे हैं 33.5% ज्यादा हो गए हैं। अब कौन सही है कौन गलत है सर?
नहीं ना वो कटरामा बोल रहे हैं कि कितनी जगह पे आग लगी है।
अच्छा।
वो उसका कंपैरिजन कर रहे हैं, वो हेक्टर का नहीं कर रहे
जी।
वो खेत नहीं बोलते कि कितने लाख हेक्टर को लगी है। खेत घट गए हैं, कटरामा जादियां हो रही है।
हाँ जी, लेकिन एक बात बताइए, मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूं कि पराली पे आग क्यों लगा रहे हैं किसान अब भी, चाहे जितने भी हेक्टेयर हों? क्योंकि आपने तो वादा किया था अगर आप सरकार में आएंगे दोनों स्टेट्स में तो ये पराली जलना बंद हो जाएगी।
सर जो केंद्र सरकार है उसकी ड्यूटी बनती थी हमारे साथ काम करती। जब हमने केंद्र सरकार को बोला कि भाई 2500 रुपया जो है किसान को देना चाहिए पर एकड़ पे, 1500 रुपया जो है ना वो केंद्र सरकार देवे, 500 रुपया जो है वो पंजाब सरकार देगी, 500 रुपया जो दिल्ली सरकार से लेंगे। बट केंद्र भाग गया इस बात से, मान के भी भाग गया अपनी बात से। समझते कि नहीं गल? दूसरी गल, जितने हमने कोशिश की, जो कुछ हम कर रहे हैं, जितना काम पंजाब की सरकार ने किया किसी ने नहीं किया, क्योंकि पिछले साल से इतना कम होना इस डेट तक। जब हम एंड पे जाएंगे अगले वीक खत्म होने पे, जब कॉन्फ्रेंस करेंगे, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करेंगे, तो आपको बताएंगे कि कितने हेक्टर जो है वो कम हो गए। समझे कि नहीं?
तो कहीं ना कहीं आप ये कह रहे हैं कि अगले 7 दिन फेफड़ों पर ये आघात जो है वो चलता रहेगा। लेकिन मैं अगर देखें सही मायने में तो देश में सबसे ज्यादा अमीर किसान पंजाब में, देश में सबसे ज्यादा किसानों की अगर आंकड़े लगभग यही बताते हैं, सबसे ज्यादा सब्सिडी किसानों को पंजाब में, देश में सबसे ज्यादा पराली जलती है पंजाब में, और देश में सबसे ज्यादा प्रोटेस्ट भी किसान करता है पंजाब में, सबसे ज्यादा किसानों पर कर्जा पंजाब में। ये गणित कहीं बैठ नहीं रहा सर, क्यों?
सर देखिए, पिछले 50 साल से जो पंजाब में हुआ, पंजाब के किसानों ने, जब देश में संकट था, जवाहरलाल नेहरू से लेकर आज तक, जब देश में अनाज का संकट था, तो पंजाब के किसानों ने पैडी पैदा किया
जी,
पैदा करके पूरे देश का ढिड भरा, पूरे देश में अनाज के भंडार लगा दिए। और हमारा पानी जो पैडी के लिए पानी लगता है, हमारा पानी ऐसे पंजाब का 300 फुट नीचे चला गया
जी। हमने
पानी भी गवा लिया। जो पैडी है वो हमारा फूड नहीं है, पंजाबियों का फूड नहीं है। पैडी हमने मतलब देश के लोगों के लिए पैदा की, हमारा पानी भी पंजाब से खत्म हो गया। अब ये लोग बोल रहे हैं अनाज भी पंजाब पैदा करे, प्रदूषण भी पंजाब कंट्रोल करे, तो पानी भी पंजाब का बर्बाद होए। तो ये बताए
पर पैडी
केंद्र सरकार क्या कर रही है?
पैडी तो आपने एमएसपी के लिए भी की है ना, एमएसपी वाली लॉबी भी तो कमा रही है, कमा भी तो रहे हैं। आपने अगर देश को धान दे रहे हैं तो देश वहां पर पंजाब के किसान एमएसपी से कमा भी रहे हैं ना। तो ये तो आप नहीं भूल सकते। अगर पंजाब को तो कई सारे रिपोर्ट्स कह चुका है कि आप पैडी मत उगाइए, मिलेट्स उगाइए। ये तो आज की नहीं, 5 साल से ये कहा जा रहा है।
हाँ, बस इसका पराली का हल यही है कि हम अगले सालों में कोशिश करेंगे, पंजाब सरकार कोशिश करेगी कि पैडी को कम से कम पंजाब में पैदा किया जाए, पैडी को खत्म किया जाए पंजाब से, क्योंकि हमारा पानी भी बर्बाद हो गया, सबको बर्बाद हो गया। हम कर्जे के नीचे भी आए, क्योंकि मतलब हर टाइम जो वो चोने का रेट ऐसा नहीं होता, एक साल अच्छा होता है, अगले साल डाउन हो जाता है, किसानों को घाटा बढ़ जाता है, किसान बैंकों से लोन उठा लेते हैं बेचारे, समझे कि निकल खाते दार ले लेते हैं, तो उसमें कर्जा जो है वो चढ़ता जाता है, बेचारा खुदकशी करते हैं। सो हम पैडी को पंजाब से खत्म करना चाहते हैं, तब जाके ये पराली
पर ये तो आज आप कह रहे हैं, पर आपसे पहले कांग्रेस कहती थी, उससे पहले अकाली कहते थे, बीजेपी कह चुके, कई सारे लोग कह चुके हैं कि पंजाब में पैडी मत उगाइए। 2012-13 से ये बात चल रही है, पर किसान आपकी बात मानेंगे? अर्थी आपकी बात मानेंगे?
जैसे हमने आपका गन्ने का पैसा दिया, गन्ने का रेट बताया, जो दबाबा क्षेत्र है पंजाब का उधर सारा गन्ना होता है। हम मक्की पैदा करेंगे,
तो एमएसपी का है ना,
पैदा करेंगे, हम जो है वो नरमे के ऊपर ज्यादा जोर देंगे, क्योंकि किसान को तो पैसा बचना चाहिए। जिस फसल से किसान को पैसा बचेगा 1 मिनट में उधर चल जाएगा। जहाँ पे गन्ना होता है पंजाब की बेल्टों में, वो जो लोग हैं वो चोना लगाते नहीं, वो पैडी लगाते नहीं, वो कमाल लगाते हैं, क्योंकि कमाल की फसल का भी करीब 1 लाख सवा लाख रुपया किसान को पर एकड़ बच जाता है। तो हम ऐसी फसलें लेके आएंगे जो पैडी से हमारा छुटकारा करा दे।
तो कुलदीप जी पता ये प्रॉब्लम क्या है? प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आप पैसे और देंगे तो पराली नहीं जलाएंगे, या फिर आप पैडी नहीं उगाएंगे तो पराली नहीं जलाएंगे। प्रॉब्लम कहाँ, सोल्यूशन क्या है इसका? क्योंकि आप मशीनें भी मांग रहे हैं, पैसे भी मांग रहे हैं और फिर कह रहे हैं पैडी भी नहीं उगाएंगे।
सर ये टेम्परेरी हल है
जी।
पैडी की पराली सामना हमारे लिए एक इशू है, सबसे ज्यादा इशू है कि पंजाब का पानी कैसे बचाना है। जो पैडी कन 300 फुट नीचे चला गया, हमने उसको बचाना है भाई। क्या पिएंगे हम 15-20 साल बाद, क्या खाएंगे क्या पिएंगे? पंजाब बंजर हो जाएगा। इसलिए हम पैडी को पंजाब से खत्म करना चाहते हैं और बागबानी को तशा करेंगे पंजाब में।
तो यानी इस साल तो फेफड़े जलेंगे हमारे। इस साल तो पराली का प्रॉब्लम और ये धुएं का प्रॉब्लम सुलझता हुआ नहीं लग रहा। यहाँ सांस लेना मुश्किल हो रहा है कुलदीप जी।
नहीं, दिल्ली में हरियाणा ने गड़बड़ की, हमने गड़बड़ नहीं की है सर।
अच्छा, हरियाणा ने की है जी।
हाँ, जो तोमस साहब जो बोल रहे हैं गलत बोल रहे हैं।
हाँ नहीं, लेकिन खट्टर साहब कह रहे हैं कि हरियाणा में 1925 केसेस हैं, पंजाब में 13,873 केसेस हैं। तो आप कह रहे हैं कि नहीं हरियाणा में ज्यादा है, वो कह रहे हैं पंजाब में ज्यादा है। सैटेलाइट इमेजेस पंजाब में कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा दिखाती है।
हरियाणा का एरिया भी जो 7 लाख हेक्टेयर है, पंजाब का एरिया 27 लाख हेक्टेयर है। तो जितना हरियाणा में आग लगी, पंजाब में अजय इतनी नहीं लगी है। पर अंकड़े जो हैं, जो बीजेपी का राज है, वो दिखा नहीं रहे। और मैं सर आपके राही एक बात बोलना चाहता हूं जी कि देखिए, पठानकोट, डेरा बाबा नानक, गुरदासपुर, अमृतसर और दिल्ली से 500 किलोमीटर से ऊपर है। तो तोमर क्या बोल रहे हैं कि पंजाब का जो प्रदूषण वो आ गया। भाई जो करनाल, सोनीपत, पानीपत, रोहतक, जो जींद, संध, जहां पे सबसे ज्यादा चूना होता है, जो दिल्ली का एरिया मसाई 50 किलोमीटर से लेके 150 किलोमीटर तक है। और तोमर साहब ये बताएं कि इन जिलों का जो प्रदूषण वो कहाँ गया? हमारा प्रदूषण आ गया डेरा बाबा नानक से ट्रेन पे, हमारा बोल रहे हैं कि उधर से आ गया। हमारा प्रदूषण जो शताब्दी पे आ गया दिल्ली, तो जो इनका प्रदूषण था वो भाई ये तोमर साहब ने बात भेज दिया। क्या बात है यार, बीजेपी पंजाब को बदनाम कर रही है।
बीजेपी पंजाब को बदनाम कर रही है, या फिर एक दूसरे पर आप इल्जाम डाल रहे हैं और अपने पल्ला झाड़ रहे हैं। देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि 1 दशक हो गया, इस पराली का हल नहीं निकला है। मैं बस यही कहूँगा कि इसका हल जितनी जल्दी निकले उतनी ज़्यादा लोगों की जान बचेगी और अस्पतालों में लोगों का जाना कम हो जाएगा, और ये पराली वाला वेकेशन बच्चों को नहीं लेना पड़ेगा। कुलदीप जी, आपके समय के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हरियाणा के मंत्रियों से भी यही सवाल पूछेंगे। वी विल आस्क दीज क्वेश्चंस ऑफ द हरियाणा मिनिस्टर्स टू एंड आस्क देम, are they to be blamed for parali? You can hide the numbers, but can you morph the satellite images, ladies and gentlemen? The concentration of the fires are focused in Punjab. Are they just passing the buck on parali is the question that we are asking. Let's get into the debate. Sanju Verma ji, national spokesperson of the BJP with us, Dr. Piyush Joshi, political analyst with us, and Vijay Sardana, advocate Supreme Court, and of course, an agriculture economist and a very, very close follower of what's happening as far as the agrarian economy of our country is concerned, or that point of view. Namaste to everybody. Thank you very much. Festive greetings. But I just hope we don't choke by the time we have to get into the new year. Now, Sanju ji, the Arop, the allegation by Kuldeep Dhaliwal is that the centre is playing truant. BJP ruled state Haryana is responsible for Delhi choking. 500 किलोमीटर दूर पंजाब है, वहां से पराली का धुआं आ रहा है, लेकिन सोनीपत, पानीपत से नहीं आ रहा है।
You know, Anand ji, I was listening to the agriculture minister from Punjab, and his statements would have been tragic had they not been so outrageously funny. However, coming to the moot point of the issue, and on a more serious note, let me just tell you some data which you've already put out right at the very start of this show. As we speak, there are close to 14,000 incidents of parali burning which have taken place in Punjab, which is more than a 34% rise. And in Haryana, comparatively, in 2022 vis-a-vis 2021, there's been a 33% dip in parali burning incidents. Point number one. Point number two, more importantly, if you look at the AQI in Delhi, now Diwali is done with because hamesha Diwali ko scapegoat banaya jata hai. Post Diwali also, the AQI has consistently on an average been crossing the 500 mark. And very interestingly, the World AQI Index, they came out with some research a couple of weeks back, and they said that if you look at the data of the last 3 years globally, then Delhi has the highest concentration of pollutants, which is measured by the PM 2.5 index.
Yeah.
Delhi has a score of 85, and in fact, countries like Chad, which is in sub-Saharan Africa, Dushanbe, the capital of Tajikistan, etc. These are considered some of the most polluted regions in the world. Even they have a far lower score than Delhi at 60 or 70 or 71. So 85 is the average PM 2.5 concentration in Delhi globally in the last 3 years, which is the highest. And I just want to ask one thing to the Punjab Agriculture Minister, if he is still watching your show. आपने केंद्र सरकार पर सारा जिम्मा लगा दिया. मोदी सरकार ने ये नहीं किया, वो नहीं किया. First and foremost, agriculture is a state subject as per the 7th schedule of the Constitution. Point number 2, even environment, matters pertaining to water, forest and sanitation are largely state subjects. Third point, Haryana was given 693 crore, whereas the Punjab government was given 1300 crore. And Anand, mind you, this 1300 crore was largely given to buy biodecomposers. And the Modi government told the Aam Aadmi Party dispensation in Delhi and in Punjab that we are willing to give 50 to 80% subsidy on biodecomposer machines after you exhaust this 1300 crore which has been allotted to you already. My limited point is, आप टीवी डिबेट्स पर आकर रोना धोना करते हो. 1300 करोड़ जो आपको बायोडिकम्पोजर मशीन्स खरीदने के लिए दिया गया था, how much of that 1300 crore has been rightfully utilized by the Punjab government?
You have asked a lot of questions. I'm just going to request, we are live on the broadcast, so I'm just going to request our team at the back end to see if we can access a live satellite imagery or the latest satellite imagery of all the states where stubble is being burnt, and let's look at the satellite imagery in terms of acreage and the concentration of the fires. Why? Because Sanju ji, what Kuldeep Dhaliwal says is that I may have each incident individually accounted over 10 acres of land, 10 different 1 acre holdings, 10 incidents of parali burning, and 1 hectare or 2 hectares of land and 1 incident of parali burning. So he is saying don't look at the absolute number of incidents, but look at the acreage. And his claim is that the acreage in Punjab has actually halved compared to last year, whereas the acreage in Haryana that is under parali or stubble burning right now is far greater than Punjab. So he is saying you may just say that Haryana has only 1900 incidents, but if that is over 1,90,000 hectare, 1900 incidents, look at the hectare age, look at the acreage there, and that's where he is saying Haryana is at fault. Don't blame Punjab only.
I think the point about acreage, it does not hold good here because, I would have taken cognizance of that argument had Punjab not seen repeat cases of parali burning over the last 3 years, had Delhi not suffered from an AQI of more than 500 on an average in various weeks pre and post Diwali over the last 3 years. I am talking of an average number which irons out seasonal fluctuations and irons out the uniqueness with respect to acreage and other factors. After ironing out all the fluctuations, on an average, Punjab and Delhi have the top 2 places the distinction of being the most
So,
polluted regions
not
in the
just
country.
polluted regions, but you're also saying a large part of it, this PM 2.5 particulate matter is also contributed from stubble and also through industrial pollutants all through the air. The air is polluted all through the air for Delhi. So, in a way,
Yes, Anand,
Delhi
just
is
10
breathing
seconds.
polluted air all through the year. So if you are living in Delhi, your lungs are already accustomed to polluted air, So just a little bit of a severe up from 250 to 500 should not acutely or severely damage your lungs, which are already damaged. Now that's
10 seconds.
the cynical point of view that I am putting forth. But let me just bring in Dr. Piyush Joshi. Please yield, Sanjuji, please. Dr. Piyush Joshi, how would you respond for a group, for a party that said we will solve Parali, bring us to power? नहीं हुआ सॉल्व. पूसा इंस्टीट्यूट, फैंटास्टिक सॉल्यूशन, फेल, डज नॉट वर्क. मशीन्स खड़ी हैं, कहीं पड़ी हैं, पता नहीं, वी डोंट नो. At the end of the day, you've not solved the problem. You said you will solve it, you've not solved the problem. Is that fair to say of the Aam Aadmi Party, or is it unfair?
I wouldn't go whether it is fair or unfair. What I'm trying to say here is that we have to solve this problem. That is the mandate given to Aam Aadmi Party by the people of Punjab. That is the main thing. They put their faith in us that we are going to solve to go into that to zero. That is the ideal state that we need to achieve, and we need to be thinking about achieving. It's just 6 months down the line, and when we are talking about only 6 months down the line, I would actually be very disappointed if had Punjab government not done anything. But Punjab government has taken many right steps in the correct direction. Right, I agree with you that the Parali burning incidences are still happening, and it will take time. And the promise was for the period of 5 years, that in 5 years we will control this problem. We have to control this problem. So, as far as achieving quick result is concerned, I would say that the statement is a bit unfair, but the expectation is fair, and we have to deliver on it, come what may, because that's the mandate.
Let me ask you, where is the... see, I've just got the latest image, and I think we put it out here on our this one also, our research team. We'll put it out on the screen in just a bit. The concentration, which the agriculture minister also said, is in the Malwa belt, but the acreage is quite intense. It's quite heavy. My point, I'm asking you, Dr. Joshi, is that where is the problem? Why is this not? See, one of the things he says is that we will have to ask the farmers to stop growing paddy, stop paddy production in Punjab. So Parali will not happen. The stubble is largely paddy stubble. So we will, that's one of
the farmers. The farmers will not stop growing paddy all of a sudden. They will stop growing paddy if the incentives are properly given. If the farmers are given the alternative solutions, and the crop has to be cash oriented in nature. So that's when the farmers will stop growing paddy. So all these steps are have already started taking place. There are two types of solution. I just joined recently, so I was not aware what the Punjab minister has said. But there are two types of solution. One is the in situ solution, another is the ex situ solution. In situ is the solution which is done or performed in the field itself, and ex situ is the biodiesel production and the bioenergy plants which are started. I think two are already established and are in the work, and 20 more such plants are proposed. So things have started. It will take time. The farmers. Look, I am a physician by profession. It takes time to get rid of an addiction, and particularly when that addiction is supporting your family.
Yeah.
So all the solutions have to be found.
No, but this is not something which has been spoken about in the last 6 months, Dr. Joshi. See, Aam Aadmi Party may have come into power in the last 6 months. But the Parali solution is something, Parali problem is something which we Delhiites and people in the north, this region have been dealing with, and this issue has been raised since 2015. Since 2015 at least. 7 साल से तो ये चल ही रहा है. पहले बोला कि पहले ये दे दो फिर पराली नहीं चलाएंगे, फिर बोला वो दे दो फिर पराली नहीं चलाएंगे, फिर बोला इसको हटाओ तो पराली नहीं चलाएंगे, फिर कहा उसको हटाओ तो पराली, अब कह रहे 250 रुपया दो तो पराली नहीं चलाएंगे, फिर कह रहे हैं कि अब पराली 250 रुपया भी दो लेकिन पैडी भी नहीं उगाएंगे. Now point is somewhere or the other this seems to be a perennial crib, or there seems to be an adamant somewhere which says no matter what I'm going to do this. It cannot be that these are all small farmer holdings. Is that true, Vijay Sardana ji? Let me ask you this. Is this all small and medium farmers who are burning parali? Coming to you, Sanju ji, after Vijay Sardana. Yeah.
First of all, good evening to all of you. See, we have to understand that burning of parali is an economic crisis, it's nothing to do with anything else. Now, give me a minute, let me explain it.
Ji.
First of all, this parali problem will remain as long as there is going to be a paddy wheat cycle in Punjab. Let's accept it, whether you give 250 rupees or 550 rupees or 1000 rupees, this problem will continue. Now, what is the solution? I will just give solutions so that rest of the problem you have already discussed. Number one, you need a political will to declare that we will not give MSP to paddy in Punjab and Haryana. Can you do that? It's a political big question. Increase MSP to alternate crops of paddy and stop giving MSP to paddy. What will happen? This will discourage paddy production. It will have two benefits. First, it will save the water table of Punjab, which is going down because of paddy.
Correct.
Second, post-production, parali burning will stop because there will not be paddy. So what? They will burn nothing. So you will save water and air pollution problem both in one go. Give incentive to alternate crops, stop giving MSP to paddy. That will discourage farmers. There is no other way. Number one. Number two.
पर वो लॉबी अलाउ नहीं करेगा आपको. क्या कह रहे हैं विजय जी? वो लॉबी जो करोड़ों कमा रहा है वो थोड़ी अलाउ करेगा. वो तो सरकार गिरा देंगे.
कोई बात नहीं, आप गिराइए सरकार, लेकिन देश बचेगा तो सरकार चलाओगे ना. अगर आपके पंजाब में लोग बीमार पड़ रहे हैं तो सरकार चला के क्या कर रहे हो? कुर्सी के लिए या राज्य के लिए?
पिछले 6-7 साल से यही बात हम और आप कर रहे हैं. आपको भी पता है, मुझको भी पता है कि हमारे चेहरों पे झुर्रियां आ गई, पराली जलना कम नहीं हुआ. आपको भी पता है, मुझे भी पता है विजय जी. इट्स एन ऑनेस्ट ट्रूथ. आप मुझे बताइए, डिड दैट एमएसपी लॉबी नॉट नो? डिड प्रीवियस गवर्नमेंट्स नॉट ट्राई? They will not. अरे पूरी इकोनॉमी वहां एक इकोनॉमी खड़ी है ना सर विजय जी. एमएसपी पैडी और व्हीट के एमएसपी पे तो खड़ी है. पूरा एक सिस्टम खड़ा है, इकोसिस्टम, एक कबाल खड़ा है वहां पर, करोड़ों का, वो भी हजारों करोड़ों का.
अरे भाई देखो, कोई बात नहीं, हजारों करोड़ का खड़ा है. अगर आपको देश को बचाना है तो हजारों करोड़ के अल्टरनेट ढूंढने पड़ेंगे, मुश्किल नहीं है. आप ऐसा करिए, एफसीआई को बोलिए कि सिर्फ तिलहन और दलहन हम पंजाब में खरीदेंगे, पैडी नहीं खरीदेंगे. Give an alternate. Yes, there will be protest. Vested interest will shout, but in a larger interest, you have to take a call. है political will तो काम होगा, नहीं तो आपको pollution झेलना पड़ेगा. पहली बात. अब दूसरा सवाल आता है, दूसरा आंसर. आपको to save the labor cost, they are using mechanical harvesters.
Correct.
Your mechanical harvester design should be modified so that least stem length is left in the field. अभी 1 से 2 फीट का स्टेम रह जाता है फील्ड में.
ये 2008 से ये वाले हार्वेस्टर्स आए थे, if my memory serves me right.
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, आपको अगर कोई गलत हार्वेस्टर दिखता है उसका आप सीज करिए ना. क्या पंजाब स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में दम है? आप सरकारी बसें, मतलब प्राइवेट व्हीकल सीज कर सकते हो, डिफेक्टिव व्हीकल सीज कर सकते हो, तो डिफेक्टिव हार्वेस्टर क्यों नहीं सीज कर सकते? विच इज लीडिंग टू प्रॉब्लम. Make it an open policy. Don't do overnight. Tell them कि next season onwards we will seize the harvesters, those who are not going to meet the.
अच्छा, यहाँ पे एक छोटा अल्पविराम कॉमा लगाइए विजय जी. Let's just take this to Dr. Piyush Joshi and ask him, is this possible? Because Piyush ji, we as you answer this question, we also have for our viewers, this is the imagery as of the 1st of November. आज की तारीख का ये imagery है across Punjab. If you see the entire Malwa, even up to, तो अब आप आ जाओ across Punjab आप देखें, लेकिन concentration South Punjab यहाँ पर आप देखें. And it's not just incidents, this is satellite imagery. So satellite imagery also shows acreage. Look at the spread. And this belies what the claims of Mr. Dhaliwal is, very respectfully, because this is not just number of incidents, this is also satellite image also picks up acreage, the spread, because red burning which is happening, and you see how much it is. Now Dr. Joshi, what Vijay Sardana ji is saying, can that be done?
Look, he is an agricultural scientist. He certainly knows more than what I know, and I'm sure whatever solutions he has offered, right steps can be taken in that direction. I'm sure he can put forward those suggestions to the Agriculture Minister of Punjab, and he will definitely take some actions on that. And whatever is feasible, whatever does not hurt the economy as well, and is amicable and is an amicable solution to each and everyone will be put into place. I'm pretty much sure about that.
See, I'll tell you why. The
look,
timing
this is
for an
something that we
announcement
have
like
to do.
this, Dr. Joshi, sorry to interrupt, I'm just saying that the timing is right because अभी कटाई हुई है, बुआई स्टार्ट नहीं हुई है. अब अगर आप अनाउंस करोगे कि आगे से पैडी पे एमएसपी नहीं होगा, the kisan will be forced to look at an alternative for the next sowing season. So
I think it has to be.
It is not at a khadi fasal stage.
One financial year or just one crop year. It has to be. It has to be done over a period of 2 to 3 years. I don't think just doing it over 1 year and just telling the farmer that next year you won't be growing paddy because you won't be giving MSP is a good economic solution. It will take 2 to 3 years time.
But it's possible.
I think yes, over a period of 5 years, the parali burning has to stop, and I'm pretty much sure that it will be under very much control before the term of the Aam Aadmi Party government has ended.
No,
I'm confident
my
about
point
it.
is, why should we wait for the Aam Aadmi Party's term to come to an end? Why can't it be done? Jo kaal kare so aaj kar. Why can't we look at a solution where on a war footing over the next 18 months or over the next 2 or 3 sowing seasons, Kharif, Rabi, Kharif again. So however you'd want to look at it, you would.
Anand, if you have a wound, you have to debride it. You cannot.
No,
amputate
I
your
understand.
arm or a leg just
I
to treat
understand,
that
but
wound.
I'm just saying that there has to be collective political will to be shown that you have to push
Indeed,
the farmer
indeed.
in a particular direction rather than giving them the luxury of a longer period of time. Sanju Verma wants
Yes.
to come in. Yes, Sanju ji.
Anand, Mr. Vijay Sardana made some very pertinent points. But I want to bring out something for the benefit of your audience.
जी.
I want to nail the lies by the Punjab Agriculture Minister. Actually, ये जो acreage की बात करते हैं, size of holding, as I said earlier, does not matter. The average size of farm holding in India, Anand, is less than 2.4 hectares. In Haryana, the average size of holding is only 2.2 hectares. But do you know what the average size of holding in Punjab is? The average size of holding in Punjab is 3.62 hectares. So despite a larger average size of holding, much larger than the national average, much larger than Haryana, ideally the pollution in Punjab should have been far lower, which is not the case. And talking about paddy, please, I would like the Punjab Agriculture Minister to answer this question. If paddy growing is the problem, please tell me, why don't we see this problem in West Bengal, in Assam, in Andhra Pradesh? In fact, Andhra Pradesh sees an annual rice production of something like 129 lakh tons. And even Madhya Pradesh recently has edged out Punjab in rice procurement. So please don't blame the, production and sowing and harvesting of paddy. I will tell you what the problem is. The solution had to come in terms of implementing biodecomposer solutions. That did not happen. Arvind Kejriwal ne kaha tha, I will install 133 smog towers. Anand Vihar ka smog tower was supposed to come up in August 2021. It has not yet come up. In Connaught Place at Baba Khadak Singh Marg, the smog tower is still under construction for the last 3 years. Arvind Kejriwal ne kaha tha, we will ban diesel gensets. Uska kya hua? Arvind Kejriwal ne kaha tha, I will have 75 teams who will monitor the most polluted parts of Delhi on a war footing 24/7. Kaha hai wo 75 teams? He said 500 teams will only manage garbage dumping. Where are those 500 teams who are monitoring garbage dumping?
My point is, you are asking the questions which you should ask as a political person, national spokesperson of the BJP and also a citizen of the country. Please ask that. My question is, pollution ही नहीं होगा तो smog tower की जरूरत ही नहीं है. My point is, आप pollution खत्म कर दो. So you work on that. Why should I build and put taxpayers' money on building smog towers when you should work towards eradicating the smog? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to tell you, our research team has just told us that the images that we showed you, the source of that image, the satellite image as of 1st of November for Punjab, is the Punjab Remote Sensing Center. So it's not some other entity which is putting out this image. This is from the Punjab Remote Sensing Center, which is showing that this is the acreage or this is the spread of stubble burning in Punjab as we speak today on the 1st of November. That's what's happening. Now, should this happen or should this be solved? That is the collective responsibility of those who have been given the mandate, irrespective of the political party. But this is criminal. This is wrong. This should not be allowed. On that note, I'm going to wind up the debate. I thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us here on this debate number 1 on the right stand. We take a very, very short break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we turn the spotlight down south to the beautiful city of Coimbatore, where an act which was tried to be brushed off as a cylinder blast could just be the tip of a renewed terror spear. How? Why? When we come back. Stay with us.
Quality cable was used at the time of renovation of bridge. If the task for the renovation of bridge was given to this company and it had taken place through e-tendering, then it is a responsibility of a company to use good products, and if already cables are corroded, then get the corroded cables replaced with the new ones. But that did not happen, and you can see the situation of this corroded cable. Now I cannot reach there, but I would ask my video journalist Pramod to pan. These are the extension wires. The extension wires have been painted from outside, but they are also corroded and are in a bad shape. I would ask my video journalist Pramod to pan and show the quality of material, the quality of product, the quality of materials which were used by the contractors to renovate this structure. So if a renovation task was given, then it is also up to the contractor to decide which which material needs to be replaced completely, which material can further be used. But in this situation, none of the material were replaced. They were used in the same condition. Now I would also take my viewers to this portion of debris, and again I would like to show the corroded cables, and extension wires are painted from outside. They are also corroded, and in fact look at the condition of this this cable. It has been painted from outside but completely rusted, corroded, in a very bad shape. So this material was not replaced at the time of renovation, and this is perhaps the reason that this tragedy has taken place.
ओरेवा ग्रुप का नाम अभी चर्चा में है, क्योंकि मोरबी में जो ब्रिज कोलैप्स होने के बाद उसका जो मेंटेन करने का जिम्मा था जो ओरेवा ग्रुप का, लेकिन ओरेवा ग्रुप के मालिक अभी सामने नहीं आया है। इतनी बड़ी जो दुर्घटना हुई है उसके बाद भी दुख व्यक्त करने के लिए भी वो सामने नहीं आया है। लेकिन ये अहमदाबाद जो थलतेज इलाके में आने वाली है ओरेवा ग्रुप हाउस की ऑफिस है, लेकिन देख सकते हैं कि ये पूरी ऑफिस का जो लॉक है वो डोर है वो बंद है। अभी यहाँ सिक्योरिटी गार्ड भी नहीं है, अंदर भी जो एम्प्लॉय नहीं है यहाँ पे, और सारे लोग यहाँ से चले गए हैं। लेकिन दीपावली का जो माहौल था, दीपावली के बाद आज भी कॉर्पोरेट हाउस है वो ओपन हो गए हैं, लेकिन ये ओरेवा जो हाउस है वो अभी तक बंद है, क्योंकि जो मोरबी में दुर्घटना हुई है, खास करके वो संचालन और मेंटेन करने का जिम्मेदारी थी ओरेवा ग्रुप की। लेकिन ओरेवा ग्रुप का कोई भी मालिक और जो एम्प्लॉय है वो सामने नहीं आया है इतनी बड़ी दुर्घटना के बाद।
उसके अंदर 304, 308 और 114 की जो धाराएं हैं उसके तहत हमने दाखिल किए थे। उसमें से जो 9 लोग अरेस्ट किए गए हैं उनकी जो पूरी विगत है उसमें से दीपक भाई नवीन चंद्र भाई पारेख एज 44 ओरेवा कंपनी में मैनेजर है। दूसरा दिनेश भाई मनसुख भाई दवे ये पण ओरेवा कंपनी के अंदर मैनेजर है। तीसरा मनसुख भाई वालजी भाई टोपिया एज 59 ये टिकट क्लर्क का काम करते हैं। चौथा मदर भाई लाखा भाई सोलंकी ये भी वहाँ टिकट क्लर्क का काम करते हैं। इसके साथ साथ जो इस पूरी जो रिपेयरिंग की काम हुई उसमें जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर का काम करते थे उसमें से 2 लोग ध्रांगध्रा के हैं जिनका नाम है प्रकाश भाई लालजी भाई परमार, ये ब्रिज रिपेयरिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है। दूसरा देवांग भाई प्रकाश भाई परमार एज 31, ये दोनों ब्रिज के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के रिपेयर करने काम करते हैं। साथ साथ इस आखिर टीम के अलावा 3 ऐसे लोग भी हैं जो पूरी नेग्लिजेंट एक्ट जिसमें लोगों को रेगुलेट करना होता है, ज़्यादा लोगों को निकालने का काम होता है, ज़्यादा लोग वहाँ की स्ट्रेंथ से बाहर नहीं निकले, तो इस तरह की जो सिक्योरिटी गार्ड थे ये 3 लोगों को उसमें अरेस्ट किया गया है।
मोरबी में आ भयंकर पीड़ादायक
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's focus on a very, very important aspect or a development that somewhere escaped the radar of a lot of people. There was a blast that happened outside a temple in Coimbatore. Initially, the local establishment, the government in Tamil Nadu, everybody tried to pass it off as a cylinder blast. But the NIA turned around and said, and when it looked at the entire event, and of course there was political voices that challenged the initial version, and they stumbled upon something far more sinister. Now, what stands out is that the NIA, as it continues its probe, the probe has been now formally handed over to the central agency because the role of radicals has emerged. It could have been a huge tragedy, but it ended up consuming the predator. That's what happened in that blast. Part of a far greater conspiracy, and this time this conspiracy against Bharat is emerging from the south. It's emerging from the southernmost parts of our country. And there are threads that link it to entities beyond Bharat soil. Now, the attack planned as the biggest by the ISIS in India. The ISIS footprint in India is for real, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that just that there were a few radicalized Indian misguided youth who went to Syria to work and to serve at the ISIS. But there are radicalized elements who are operating in our country. There are those who quietly came back and then they are operating here and they have been planning sinister attacks. This was the largest one. The plan was to attack Hindus at gatherings at 6 different temples in Coimbatore. And 6 different temples in Coimbatore were actually recce'd. So this could perhaps be the tip of a terror spear, and perhaps this event around Deepavali was one of the incidents, and there could have been a series. Now the next 1 month and a half or 2 months are going to see a series of festivals all related to the winter solstice and of course the onset of the new year, and before that Pongal coming through, Jallikattu, so many other events that would happen in Tamil Nadu and other parts of the southern part of our country, just like in the rest of the country. But south, very important. Intensive research has been done on explosive types. That's what's the information that's come through. Information and what it says: potassium nitrate, sulfur, detergents used to make bombs. And the interrogation of the accused also reveals that there is a terror team at work. The probe continues on whether a big personality was also an intended target. This is exclusive input on this coming in from our investigations editor Manoj Gupta, and these are sources within the top central agencies, even as the NIA gets deeper into the entire investigation mode. Now let's try and understand this probe a little more. Are there deeper terror threads is a question that arises. Look at this. Jameesha Mubin was killed in the blast. He was allegedly planning 2019 Easter bombing style operation. 2019 Easter bombing style? It happened in Sri Lanka. Then he had close links with Muhammad Azharuddin, friend of the 2019 Easter Sunday blasts, radicalized by ISIS philosophies and ideology. So you look at the threads they are connecting. Muhammad Azharuddin was a mastermind of the ISIS Kerala Tamil Nadu module. He is a friend of the 2019 Easter Sunday bomber who ran this Facebook page Khilafa and Khilafa 2.0. That was what it's called. And to radicalize and also to recruit. Propagated ISIS ideology, used ISIS logos on social media. Big focus was terror attacks in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Riaz Abu Bakr, he also has an alias, and his alias was Abu Dujana. Now, Abu Dujana, aide of the Sri Lanka bomber, arrested by NIA in April 2019. Then, influenced by Zakir Naik, and he was planning suicide attacks in Kerala. Zahran Hashim, 2019, Sri Lanka suicide bomber conducted recce's in Coimbatore for potentially divisive attacks. Among very influential among brainwashed and misguided youth in South India. These people were regularly using that route which is used by smugglers and also those who are fleeing Sri Lanka into Tamil Nadu, that very porous sea waters across the Park Strait. And they were using this to enter, infill and exfil Bharat from that very porous sea route. But what they were doing is in the south of our country, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. But was this blast, which thankfully consumed the predator and not the prey, just the tip of a larger terror design? That's the question that we are asking. Coimbatore blast is the hashtag. Let's go across to Sushant Sareen and General Dhruv Katoch, who's joining us. Major General Dhruv Katoch is the Director, India Foundation. Sushant Sareen, columnist and of course Senior Fellow with ORF. General Katoch, let me ask you this. Should this be taken lightly? Would you hold the Tamil Nadu government and the local police and the authorities for initially trying to brush this off as an ordinary cylinder blast?
Thank you, Anand. Anand, I want to make one thing very clear, and I think Sushant Sareen will bear me out on this. All of us who have been analyzing the radicalization which has taken place in parts of South India were very certain that in Tamil Nadu and in Kerala, the situation is fast getting out of control and it will be something akin to what has happened in Kashmir. And this, we had come to this conclusion not because of this blast. We had come to this conclusion 1 or 2 years earlier, and this situation is being monitored. Now, we were all the time, there used to be this thinking, what will happen now? Are we going to get hold of these people? I think it is very fortuitous that, very fortunate that these people, that the bomb exploded before they could really do something.
Yes.
But it was not an isolated bomb. There would have been multiple targets, and the aim is to create a situation in South India much akin to what is happening in Kashmir. The aim is very clear. It is one part of it is of course radicalization. Creating terror in the country. But the second part has got a very much larger economic motive inside. That is to prevent the economic rise of India, which is becoming a threat to other countries. So we are looking at multiple angles here. But for the Tamil Nadu government to actually state that no, it was a cylinder blast, I think the police have failed in their duty in the initial stages. And had the media not put pressure on them, I'm afraid they would have, this incident would have been brushed under the carpet, and this terrorist who has been killed would have actually been paid compensation for loss of life. So, I think in a sense, I think it is very fortunate, but we cannot stop here. There are very severe links as far as the Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, all these are fungible organizations. A chap can belong to one or the other and switch sides, so that doesn't matter. The fundamental principle remains the same. They are bent on creating havoc in India, and they need to be eliminated. Anand.
Now, in this, what the NIA looks at, Sushantji, is one, foreign links, funding coming from overseas, Ismail's foreign links, which is now under the, which is under lens, and all the accused will now be under the NIA custody. But are you seeing a trend? Is this like, do you agree with General Dhruv Katoch when you, that they are trying to now export this Kashmir model into Kanyakumari? because Kanyakumari is that entire belt, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and it is the southernmost parts of our country which are now witnessing huge amounts of radicalization and this infill of the terror groups.
Anand, I partly agree with General Kato. I don't think this is the Kashmir model being replicated. I think this is a sui generis model. This is, you can call it the Syria model, you can call it the, whichever other hotspot you want to name it. So it's kind of a very different kind of a model. And where I completely agree with General Katoch is that the south of India has been a hotbed of Islamist and jihadist terrorist groups for very long. Go back to the 90s when the whole thing first starts. When there was this guy Abdul Nasir Madani, who was given these Kerala massages in jail by the Congress and the communists because he was supposed to be a religious leader. And I think General Katoch is being a little, in a bit of a hurry when he says that they would have paid compensation. For all you know, to uphold secular values of the DMK government, they might still pay that terrorist compensation. I wouldn't put it past them. And the way they tried to hide this entire incident would have set the stage for the rest of the bunch to carry out the attacks which they have not been able to carry out right. Does this mean that this was just a cell which was operating in isolation and you've got to the bottom of it? I think far from it. I think what we are looking at is the beginnings of what you might call a religio-political jihad in India by some of these groups and by some sections of the Muslim community. They seem to have support of local governments, at least by turning a blind eye. It was only when they couldn't anymore that they said, okay, fine, let the NIA take it over. Otherwise, they were all set to cover it up. We've seen this in Kerala, we've seen this in Tamil Nadu, we've seen it in Telangana, we've seen it in other places, we've seen it in Maharashtra. They try and cover it up. And I think that is the most dangerous thing. More dangerous than these terrorists are governments trying to cover up their actions. Secondly, I think what has happened is that, yes, we were very lucky that this guy was an idiot bomber or this cell was idiot bombers who could not make a proper bomb. But I suspect that they were given the knowledge of how to make a bomb, but did not have the expertise to make it. I don't know how long we can rest on good luck because their designs were very simple. You start exploding bombs outside temples or you start targeting political leaders, and then there is a very serious danger of violence breaking out. And, at one level, it besmirches India's image. At another level, it enhances the kind of social tensions which are already existing in the country. So you create a kind of a powder keg kind of a situation in which the local governments in various states, will continue to support these guys or turn a blind eye while they carry on their work and continue to, raise this drum of secularism under threat and India under threat. So I think it is part of a larger sinister design and we need to be very, very careful about it, particularly because you were speaking about the Sri Lanka bombers.
Yes.
Where was the organization? Which was the mother organization? Where did it come from? It was in Kerala. If I'm wrong, Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. They were operating in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu base was there.
It was operating in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Right? What have we heard of what has happened to that organization and its head and its entire network? We haven't really heard anything that any serious action has been taken against them. These guys have been thrown into jail. We haven't really heard anything much of that. And I'm talking about what is available in the public domain. The point is that these groups have been growing and they've been spreading. Anand, let me also ask you, where were the maximum number of recruits, the known recruits? I'm not talking about the unknown guys.
Kerala and Tamil Nadu.
The maximum number of known recruits to the ISIS.
Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Kerala and Tamil Nadu.
Kerala and Tamil Nadu, right? Now, if people in positions of responsibility cannot join the dots, then either they are completely stupid, or these guys are part of this sinister plot against India. I can't think of a third reason why such visible dots cannot be joined. So I think what we are sitting on is a kind of a powder keg situation. This faster, the intelligence agencies and the investigation agencies and the state governments move to dismantle these networks and throw these guys in jail and throw the keys away, the better it will be for social harmony and peace in India. But if they're going to be remiss, then it's just a matter of
but
time.
Here is
before
a challenge.
this powder keg explodes.
No, but here is the challenge, General Katoj. One is it appalls me to show that to know that for just to sort out political equations or to try and settle political scores, somebody would be ready to even tear through the fabric of the country and play this entire national security game, because I thought national security is above everything else. So that is uncompromisable. The other aspect is, how do I catch radicals? The problem with a lot of the cops on ground and the agencies on ground is they know these people are radical. They know they are associating with people who have got terror links. But how do I catch them and present them in court? Because when they go to court, there is nothing on proof. So they are let off. So it's a setback there also. So how do you curb this?
Anand, I think that's a very valid question. But first, I just want to issue a clarification. When I gave the comparison with Kashmir, nowhere did I allude to the fact that we are following the Kashmir model. No, we are looking at disturbances in Kashmir and creating similar disturbances in South India.
Right.
You see, the levels of violence, methodologies will of course be different. Now, the question is, how do you catch these fellows, the radicalizations? And more importantly, how do you put them behind bars? I think the second aspect of it, to actually convict them in a court of law is going to be a very, very difficult process. But to find out who they are can be done through analysis of their social media posts. That is one. Number two, we know who the leadership is. And I think if you start monitoring the madrasas and the mosques, we will come to know where the hate speeches are coming from.
Right.
If we start analyzing where the finances are coming from, it will lead us back onto a trail.
But
trail can be monitored and we can get them.
Let's say all of this is done, but what do I do after that? That's where the biggest hurdle is at the moment. I have to pause at that. On that note, we'll take this discussion further. It calls for a larger conversation. I've run out of time tonight. Sushantji, General Dhruv Katoj, thank you very much. Winding up the right stand on that note. Zakar Reddy with Brass Tacks.
Good evening, this is Brass Tacks. I'm Zakar Jacob. There's been a sensational allegation by conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar against former Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain. He claims in a letter written to the LG last month that he had paid protection money to Satyendra Jain to the tune of 10 crore rupees and another 50 crore rupees in lieu of some big post in the Aam Aadmi Party in southern India. Now, this was when Satyendra Jain was in charge of jails in Delhi as jail minister. But the Aam Aadmi Party has hit right back, asking how can we trust a con man, and more importantly that this is to divert attention from the terrible accident that happened in Morbi. Where does the truth lie? We'll get to that in just 1 second. But first, the story of this latest political tussle between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party.
Two high-profile occupants of Delhi's Tihar jail. One is a sitting minister in the Delhi government who's accused of laundering money. The other is a con man accused of extorting money from celebrities and industrialists. Yet, there might be more to this duo apart from their current address. In a sensational letter to the Delhi LG, jailed conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar claims he was forced to pay 10 crores protection money to jailed Delhi minister Satyendra Jain. Sukesh alleged that Jain had visited him multiple times since he was lodged in Tihar from 2017. He claimed Jain's secretary asked him to cough up 2 crores every month. This money was allegedly for protection and to get basic facilities in jail. Sukesh claims he gave 10 crores to Satyendra Jain and another 12.5 crores to the Director General of Prisons, and alleged that Jain is threatening him to withdraw his complaint in the High Court.